Salutations! Welcome to my own brothers.
It should be my own Bob because this is the
with
second time in a
special
row.
guest Bob.
I think two weeks in a row it's not that special.
Bob's not with us right now. He's in another dimension.
He's in Pokemon.
He's in Pokeland.
Dude, can I
What is the Pokemon
now,
Land
now
called?
wait, you do have to silence.
Is it called Pokemon Land?
Your horn's always
it's
going up.
no way. It's on a mute ad.
Is Pokemon Land called
Now you
Pokemon
do.
Land?
What?
Is it called Pokemon Land?
I don't know.
You
I've only played the Go. I've never.
You don't,
played,
you
Where's
don't watch
the
the
dog?
show?
I've
Is that in the living room?
I've never played any Pokemon's game except for Pokemon's Go.
I was trying to enjoy some peanut butter and bread, and the dang dog took a bite.
Dude, I went to Brooklyn Bagels today.
You know,
I haven't been there in so long.
I got a question about Pokemon.
No one can answer it because I don't know.
Pokemon. It's Pokemon, by the way. Phoebe. taught
We
me
know
that.
what
It's
it feels like.
Pokemon.
It's Pokemon. Is how you say it.
Pokemon.
Pokemon. Yeah, you don't say Pokemon.
Yeah, it's Pokemon's.
That's the American.
Pokemon.
That's the American version.
No one really says Pokemon.
Yeah, I say Pokemon.
It's like
Um,
Bob's breaking the couch. I
that
think.
that
I'm rolling
show.
Don't be sizes.
Why does Nintendo get all the credit for it?
No, Nintendo owns it.
But it was an anime before Nintendo ever did it, wasn't it?
No, Nintendo bought it down the line.
Yeah, but it was an anime from Japan, and then Nintendo made a game based on it,
Yeah,
right?
they bought the rights to it.
I just don't understand why people don't ever acknowledge the fact that it was a. I feel like people only think it's a video game. They don't know.
It is primarily a video game.
No,
Wasn't it?
I think
It's
it was a
an
video
anime.
game before
I
it was
just-
the show.
I don't think so. It came out on Game Boy at first.
Who was it? An
The
anime
origi-
first or a show first?
Someone please tell us. I've never played Pokemon.
Yeah, it
and
would
I've
be an
never
easy
watched.
Google search, but we're live.
My
we're
aud-
not
I would
live
think
streaming, but
my
we're-
audience
We're
should
live
know.
on camera.
If your audience doesn't know,
All the Keith Apicary fans, they would know.
if your audience gets it wrong, for every person that gets it wrong in the comments, you get a slap.
Everyone will get it
Arm
right.
slap.
I guarantee it.
Yeah, well, you don't get any slaps then. Arm slap.
Shepard would like Pokemon because
I like
you go around.
stretch your
Dragon
arm
Ball.
out.
Don't hurt me.
Stretch your arm out.
Bob's always hurting.
I don't hurt anybody.
You're hurting me right now.
Who was the last person to punch their
I don't
arm?
hurt anybody. You're breaking his arm.
Yeah, I don't hurt anybody. Literally
Look at-
hurting me.
Ah! Let go! Dude! You have a handful.
You idiot. Seth would like Pokemon because he likes collecting stuff. He likes picking up trash.
I need my coffee because this is.
You would
Well, I
love.
don't have data.
You would go around, find a Pokemon, but then Shepard wouldn't be good at it because he wouldn't make them do battle. He'd just keep them all.
I don't have sufficient
and try to
data.
sell them.
We should make a Chefidmon where he just picks up recyclables.
Yeah,
Gotta catch all the
Bottles and
recyclables.
cans,
Yeah.
cardboard,
it's just
copper wire.
Sees one like across a river,
it's,
like
it's trash poker instead of Pokemon. It's poking trash.
pokey.
He's got a trash picker.
Chefidmon.
I was just gonna say something about. You were talking about. Oh, I was gonna say that I don't know about the Pokemon show, but I do like Dragon Ball.
Oh, yeah, Trevor likes the original
What kind
Dragon
of
Ball,
segue-
there's
not
balls
Dragon
in
Ball
both those
Z.
shows.
No, Dragon
What-
Ball Z is way better
No,
than regular.
Dragon Ball Z is
Yes,
a
it's
video
Dragon
game
Ball,
too,
so
so
much
that was a
better.
good segue.
Dragon
No,
Ball Z
but I'm
is
saying
way better
They
than
both have
Dragon
balls. Pokemon has balls, and so does Dragon Ball
And they're anime and video games.
in their anime. But also, Dragon Ball.
segue.
The original Dragon Ball is much more entertaining than Dragon Ball Z.
I think I agree.
Incorrect.
I've watched a little of both, and I enjoyed the first one more. It was much more
Dude, the
funny.
first one's so
The
funny.
first one was really funny. The
Well, it's a
Dragon
different-
Ball
it's a
Z is like
different
a
kind of thing.
like a battling show.
And also, it's super. No, and it's also super cool because everyone that comes up against Goku cannot beat him, and he wins every time.
That's what Dragon Ball Z is.
I know, but like it's just cooler in the original version.
Incorrect.
Because in the newer version, it's more like.
So why
big
did they
and
make
flashy.
eight? Why did they make
Because doesn't he get like hyper
100
mode?
iterations of Dragon Ball Z and like?
Because that's like mainstream.
because the real fans don't.
you like Dragon
real
Ball Z
fans
more
like
than Dragon
Dragon
Ball.
Ball.
Oh my god, yeah, I like Dragon Ball Z more than I like regular Dragon Ball. Are you kidding me?
I think the Dragon Ball is so funny.
I mean, yeah, it's funny, it's good. I like the original series,
Funny
but
is,
Dragon Ball Z.
you gotta have
is-
humor in the anime.
What's that show you guys like that Netflix is turning into a TV show?
Cowboy Bebop.
Cowboy Bebop.
Oh my god,
That's your screensaver on your phone, isn't it? Your background.
yeah.
Oh, maybe I shouldn't say it. I guess I shouldn't.
Why you can? I don't.
No,
yeah.
well, I know someone who's going to be on that show. Don't know them. I know the person's
Okay,
boyfriend.
that doesn't matter. But
But I was going to say
I mean,
that.
I can't.
was trying to say what I wasn't saying.
can't be pumped for that. There's no way they're gonna make it good.
I don't think it's gonna get. I mean that
Yeah.
that anime is particularly
It's-
coveted by like fans, anyways, and like. It's
Yeah,
like,
I think it's dangerous to do shows like that.
Like super nerd stuff. There's no way they're gonna make it even close.
Like Sonic got ripped apart. So if anything's off on that show, it'll get the same treatment.
Well, I mean, Sonic just looked bad, but they can change that.
Yeah.
Like,
But I also think the
Like
acting
Lord of
is
the
going to
Rings
be
got
kind
made
of
into a
cheesy in
movie, and
Sonic.
like that did well, but I don't know. If
yeah, that did well because it had $100 million budget.
But also that was
What,
like also
Lord of the Rings?
Lord of the Rings' peak was many years before the movie ever came out.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I think
I mean,
since Cowboy Bebop,
You can look at other stuff that has like cult followers.
But it has
like,
things have resurgences when they revisit things.
like if you watch.
but Cowboy Bebop's not old enough yet where it's like.
Yes, it is.
I don't know.
It's from the 80s. That's like 30 years ago.
90s.
Oh, it's
It
that
might
20
be
years
early
ago.
90s.
Yeah, that's plenty time for it
Yeah.
to be like cult.
I think
like,
20 years is good.
Let's. You guys probably haven't read this or watched the TV show because you guys are dorks. But Preacher.
Because we're dorks. This sounds like something that dorks.
If you ever watch,
Yeah.
if you ever read the Preacher series,
Oh, people love Preacher.
I wasn't into it.
It's too violent.
too
too
What do
negative.
you mean you weren't in? Did you read it at all? It's
I
amazing.
did a little.
Tom loves
The
it.
story's amazing.
Tom
It's
loves
awesome.
it.
I know.
I
First
auditioned
episode
for, I've auditioned
to
for
the
the
end.
TV show many times.
The I know you did a bunch.
Hmm.
The comic book is amazing. The show, I can't wrap my head around it. It's just it's really hard to encapsulate the wildness of the comic book in live
a real-
action. I mean, I think they do a
Well,
good
it's like any
job
book, 'cause
for
your
what.
imagination makes up a lot of what you.
Well, yeah,
read
but I think
anyway.
they do a good job for what they're like, and they changed a ton of it, obviously, because it's almost too insane to make. But
Yeah, probably. I'm proud.
my girlfriend liked it a lot, but she never read the comic.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the
I'm
thing.
watching. I'm like, that's not what happened.
I think
Like,
people,
you'd
there's
be a
lot of
nerd
people-
about it, you
There's a
know?
lot of people who love the Harry Potter movies who never read the books. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I like most of the Harry Potter movies.
I read the Lemony Snicket
I've
books.
only read book 2.
I read all the Lemony Snicket
I
books.
read all those.
And I liked Jim Carrey a lot as Count Olaf, but I didn't like that they crammed 3 books into one movie. It just felt so rushed
stupid.
and
So
forced.
stupid, yeah.
I was like, this is like.
Have you watched the Netflix show?
So then I have my friend Maddie's on that show, so I see pictures of it all the time on Instagram, but I haven't watched it for 2 reasons. One, I wish I got Count Olaf because I think I could do a good Count Olaf.
You
but
lost the star power on that
yeah,
one.
I'm not famous. So, what's his name? Everyone says he's really good. He's really good.
I think he's
really
good at it.
But
I think it's good.
he doesn't look menacing in any way. He looks like a young, nice guy with makeup on. His voice isn't menacing. Jim Carrey, he got really dark and like it was actually kind of threatening. Count Olaf is
Yeah,
scary.
but his
Those kids were terrified of him. But what it is it's like a musical version. It's like, oh, I'm Count Olaf. Ooh.
Nah, it's not like that.
He needs to
You
scare
gotta
the crap
watch it.
out of kids who watch
You
it.
gotta watch it. It's got a really dark vibe. That show. It's kind of
The
like
whole
depressing.
books have
Yeah,
that.
the whole
I
book
know,
is
but
super
it's not-
depressing.
But I think he's speaking specifically about Count Olaf.
But what's his
Yeah.
name? Doogie Howser is the wrong choice for me.
No, I don't. I think he's fine.
Maybe I will admit that I might be completely wrong, and I might watch it and go, okay, he surprised me.
Yeah.
But for the clips I've seen and the pictures I've seen, I would not be scared of that guy. I'd be more scared of me, not in any makeup.
Yeah,
I feel like my
you're
face
not
looks more
scared of
scary.
him because you're a 48-year-old adult.
But Jim Carrey,
these are like
I felt
12-year-old kids.
I felt the threat from the character when I watched Jim Carrey do it. Jim Carrey was good at it. Jim Carrey's older. He can look more menacing. His voice got better. But it's just what Neil Patrick Harris looks younger than me and more like clean and fresh. He looks like
He's got a nice body.
it just doesn't look scary to me. And there could have been so
Well, I
many
mean,
other
watch
actors.
the thing before
but I think
you have
he
an
had.
opinion.
But I shouldn't be able to look at it.
Typical internet of it.
No.
In and
I seen the still of it. Don't like it.
Because
Movie sucks.
even if he
Show
did a
sucks.
good voice and did good acting, his face is his face. Like,
getting
I'm not-
cranky hairs.
Yeah, probably.
You can't look at like Kristen Bell and think, oh, that's a scary old man, because her face isn't a scary old man.
Well,
Neil
I'm
Patrick
telling
Harris
you,
isn't
he
a
does
scary
a
old
good
man.
job
Well,
of
Jim
playing
Carrey had
Olaf.
prosthetics and stuff. I guess.
He does good Olaf.
You can see
dude.
his face right through all the makeup.
Well-
It's just like a young guy.
You guys want to hear about my injustice?
Yes.
Wait, we're
Netflix served me none
Switching
justice.
topics.
But not putting me on that show.
I agree with that. I think you'd be good at that.
It's one of the few roles I think I could do.
When they do
Anyways,
a live action GTA, you're set.
No, they'll just get what's his name, Steve Ogg.
Jason Statham.
No, they'll get Steve Ogg, who is based on the character is based on.
Oh, Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, but
the voice actor they modeled it after him.
Yeah, but he's not a good actor, so.
He's pretty good.
Oh, does he act?
Yeah, he's in all kinds of other stuff.
I mean, if you can voice act.
He is good. He's been in Better Call Saul and all kinds of other things.
Pay me a couple $100 to take out his knees right before they start shooting.
Oh, like a couple $100.
That guy's pretty big. I think he could take hold himself against you.
Yeah, I bring a bat.
I bring it back.
He probably has
You don't take out somebody's knees by punching them in the knees. Bud, stand right there. I got to punch you in the knee like 1,700 times.
So that you bruise.
So I lose. And don't hit back, okay?
Don't hit back.
Don't let any of your entourage, don't let them fight. I got to do this. I got $200.
What's your injustice?
I was served an injustice.
Injustice 1 or Injustice
What does that
2?
even mean? You were
Who do you
served
play?
an injustice. Did someone say,
Batman?
excuse me,
Superman?
sir. Pardon me, sir. May I give you this? And they slash your tires.
No, I was served an injustice.
Like Bob's gonna serve an injustice to Steve Ogg, to his knees.
I was
That's not
served an injustice.
That's a justice to you.
No,
I was served an injustice by the insurance company. Car insurance.
What a phrase.
So one day,
Seth doesn't go, oh, I got screwed.
I'm already ready.
I got ripped
I'm
off.
already ready to argue this.
nah, dude, you're gonna be on my side. I'll tell
He
you
says,
right now.
instead of someone coming over and being, oh, dude, I got scammed. I got ripped off big time. Seth goes, I got served an injustice. It's like such a poetic way of saying, you ripped me off.
It's the truth. This is going to be a little bit of a long story. I'll try to keep it short.
I'm gonna
Yeah. So I was driving. Oh, yeah, better check that thing.
Still going.
I never know what he's going to say when he goes over there. I'm always ready for a no. Mine's still going, too. That's good.
It's great. Great podcast.
Yeah.
Bob's asleep.
So, tell Bob a bedtime story. I was driving my old Corolla, the one that's for sale that you
The
all...
one that you guys probably already purchased.
Uninsured.
I actually mentioned the dent to you.
Unregistered,
in the-
uninsured.
It's registered.
Uninsured.
Yes.
They insured on their own anyway.
No. When I was driving it, I was insured.
Oh.
No, this is months ago. I was driving the red Corolla. That was the only car I had at the time, and
For sale, by the way.
it's still for sale. And
Just come take it.
I was driving down York, and a
You
car.
get a donut?
I was walking a dog, going to walk a dog.
Dang.
I was driving down the road, and then out of nowhere, a car pulled out of the Enterprise parking lot, the Enterprise rental car, pulled right into my side of my car. I saw him like the last second, like I couldn't do anything about it.
What?
Pulled right into moving traffic.
So they just rented a car.
The dude was just pulling out of the parking lot of the
That's-
rental.
Oh my God! Right in front of the rental people,
And
probably too.
And I tried to as I saw him in the last millisecond, I was like, ugh, you react.
Yeah.
And then I remember beeping the horn, but it was like after the impact. It's just an instant reaction. And so I was like, oh man, I think he dented my car. And I couldn't tell by the way.
He didn't hit you hard though.
He hit the front
He
right
hit me hard
shotgun
enough.
wheel.
It sounded like he could have just scraped it, but then I got out and I looked, and there was a big dent in the right fender over the wheel, over the front right wheel. And then the scrape went all the way down. And so I pulled over, and the guy he was just in the halfway in the lane. He just backed up into the driveway, and then I pulled in there, and he was like an old timer, and I was like, oh God, this guy's old. I'm
Like
like
70s?
maybe 80s, and I was like, I feel bad, but whatever. It's a rental car, so they're just gonna cover it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I go inside. He's like, oh. He goes, what were you doing? And I was like, I was driving down the road. He goes, oh, you're going kind of fast. And he was looking for some kind of excuse. He was seen
Expecting you to go, I was speeding. It's my fault.
Do you think so? Maybe. And I was like, no. I was like, well, actually no. I was going 35 because I was in third gear, and I know that I wasn't going over the speed limit, and I knew I wasn't. I had looked at my speedometer. I just drive slow.
No, you drive slow because the thing's a piece of crap.
Yeah.
Well, that's slow be
And
slow.
so I knew I wasn't speeding, and I was like, no, man. I'm I was going the speed limit. I was actually probably going a little bit under the speed limit. He's like, okay.
34.5.
Then he gave that up. And then we went inside, and he was trying to make a phone call. He couldn't hear in his hearing aid. And so the deal was his insurance, I think he had to do it because he hadn't left the lot yet. and it wasn't like the insurance company.
Oh,
that was
it's
I
still
can't
on
remember
the
what it
lot.
was. Something.
So funny.
It's
Well,
either-
it's technically his wheels were in the street.
Yeah, I know. I can't remember now for some reason. If it was, I think it was his insurance. I don't think it was Enterprise.
Doesn't matter.
Anyway, car got beat up a little bit on his end. My damage was worse. So and then I was able to drive. I pulled like the fender away from like the tire so it wouldn't like pop it when I went over like a bump because it had like done like a thing. So I just and then time goes by. A guy comes to the house. He praises my car. And I was like, hey, and I told him what happened. I'm like, yeah, I was just driving, and then the next thing I know, a car pulls out on the road and it hit me. He's like, okay. And then I was like, what do you think they're gonna do? I'm like, are they gonna pay to fix this? I'm like, because I do drive this car, I need this car. And he's like, yeah, well, it's got some dents, so they might just total it. And I was like, okay. And then so he left, and then the insurance company calls me like a week later. She's like, hi, this is blah 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 from the insurance company. And I was like, oh hi, and I'm just waiting to hear like how much I'm getting because I know he pulled out into moving traffic.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, okay. And she's like, well, we're gonna have to total the car and blah 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 because the damage is more than the car's worth. I'm like, oh, it's fine. I'm like, what does that come to be? She's like, well, she goes, you'll get $721 and you
Pretty good.
and you
Yeah.
and then the driver is 90% at fault and you're 10% at fault.
90%.
And I was like, what? And she's
What?
Like, she's like, yeah, she's like, we're taking 90% of the responsibility and then 10% will be yours. I was like,
100%.
what are you talking about? I'm like, he pulled out into moving traffic. I'm like, I couldn't do anything about it. She goes, well, when you did state your claim, you mentioned that you blew the horn, so that means that you knew he was coming. And I was like, no. I'm like, I blew the horn after he made contact with me, like as like an impulse, as just like a knee-jerk reaction. And then, so they were trying to like twist my words.
Yeah.
And trying to use that against me.
I hate them.
And I was so, and I got so like, I just would not get off the phone with her. I'm like, I am not getting off the phone with you until you correct this and you make him 100% at fault.
That's
Like
so
I was driving
crappy.
in traffic. He crossed a white solid line into moving traffic, and that he is at fault.
And even if you saw him coming and it was the last second,
And I
you're
said
not
that.
supposed to stop in the middle of the road.
I said, what do you want me to do? I'm like, so you think if I see a car approaching the road from a driveway, I should stop in the middle of moving traffic?
Yeah.
And
Get
she's
rear-ended?
she's like, well, I can't say do that. I'm like, then what are you saying? What is my fault? What have I done wrong?
Oh my
And then-
God.
Oh, this makes me
And
mad.
she's like, well, you saw him coming. I was like, no, I didn't see him coming.
You saw
I'm
him
like-
sitting
I'm
there
like, I
thinking
saw
he's gonna
him.
wait.
I'm like, how can I explain to you the finite milliseconds that I am representing here, where I see a car making impact after it's too late to do anything about it. You couldn't do anything about it.
Even if you had seen him-
What are you supposed to do? Just swerve into another lane?
That's what I said. I'm like, I wasn't going to pull into another lane, and I didn't even have enough time to do that. I didn't have enough reaction time. Like, the car was just on top of me. I saw it the last second. I made a futile attempt to blow the horn, and I knew it wasn't going to do anything, but I just thought, well, maybe, because maybe it would stop him from continuing to run,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just what you do. And so she's like, well, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I am not at fault. I'm telling you, and I said to her, so I drive down the road, and anytime you're telling me, I just would not let her go. I'm like, anytime you drive down the road and you see a car coming out of Stop and Shop, you see a car coming out of the market, you just stop. You just stop. You just stop your car. I'm like, you're driving 40 miles an hour, and every time you pass a driveway, you stop and look. And then she's like, I'm just saying based off what you said. And she would not let that go because that was her only ground to stand on. I said, no. I said, absolutely not.
Was it their insurance
I'm like,
or
you
your
can call me
insurance?
back later. It was the guy's insurance doing this to me.
Oh.
What was the insurance company?
I don't remember
It doesn't
what
matter.
company it was.
Old timers?
I think it was
I want to publicly shame them. I want to know
Well, I mean,
who it
that's
is.
normal insurance policy.
they
What
tried-
an
and I said
evil
to her-
job
I
to,
said-
screw people.
I said, listen, I know
Yeah,
what,
that's what insurance is.
I said to her, I know what you're doing.
It's just to help people. Insure.
It
I
doesn't
said,
help you at all. Just you pay more money. I pay $2,000 a year for car insurance, right?
And nothing ever happens usually.
So,
but the time it does, they're supposed to have your back.
If I get an fender bender, say it's 100%, like I still gotta pay. I pay two.
Yeah, you're paying your dues.
$1,000.
You're paying your dues.
So, or just think about this: if I hold the car for 5 years,
yeah,
that's $10,000.
yeah,
yeah.
I mean, I'd have to destroy the car.
yeah, for it to be
even
break
get
even.
$10,000.
But that's what I'm saying. Since you pay so much, they're supposed to have your back. Like they should have just given Seth all the money.
This was that guy's.
The guy's giving
car
him so
insurance.
much money.
This was that guy's car insurance.
Yeah,
What were they trying to scam you out of? Like $100?
It was honestly a discrepancy between like I think it was like $80. It would have been the difference or something, or $60. and I'm like, listen,
Penny pinching.
I'm like, and I told her, I'm like, this is not about the money. I'm like, I don't need the extra $70. I'm like, this is
Shouldn't
a matter.
even say that.
I said this is a matter of principle. I'm like, I am not at fault. I do not want that on my record. I have nothing to do with
Yeah,
that.
you don't want that on
I'm
your
like, you need to assume. I'm like, this is just the same as if you hit a parked car. That's my rights within this accident. Like, I did nothing. I did nothing wrong. And then so she and I said, you need to admit to me that you are just doing this because your job is to save fractions of dollars to add up for the company's profit. I'm like, I know what you're doing. I know 10% doesn't sound like a lot, but I know that
most people probably go, all right.
I know that
but if it's 10% on every claim, that's like billions of dollars.
Yeah, and most people probably don't argue with that.
And I said, and I know that if you walk away with 10%, I'm like, they're gonna say, okay, you did a good job, and I'm like, I'm sorry, but I can't let you like do that to me because I didn't do anything wrong. She's like, well, after some thought and blah blah blah, I guess I'll do 95%.
95%.
And I was like, you're not gonna do it, and I just was like.
Oh my God, Seth! You can't hang up the phone.
And I was so annoyed.
I can't believe you did. Don't tell me you hung up the phone.
And I told her, I'm like, well, I'll call you. I'm like, you can call me back.
No.
100%. And then she's like, well, I just can't do that. I just can't do that.
Oh my God, they're programming the devils.
They would not do it. And so I just said, you know what? I'm like, I'm going to let you do this, but I just want you to know that you are doing a wrong thing to an honest person, and what you're doing is completely unfair. And I am being taken advantage of right now, and I'm allowing you to take advantage of me. And I'm like, and if you can get off the phone with me knowing that you've done something wrong to somebody who doesn't deserve it, I'm like, then you can have that 5%. She goes, I'm really sorry, but we'll have to keep it like that, 95%. And she just wouldn't.
What do you think it was? It's an arbitrary amount that they set anyways.
It was just
so you just have to imagine they came at
because-
you with $50.
And that's why I said, I'm like, is this going to affect my insurance? She goes, no, I shouldn't do anything. And
Yeah, right.
my insurance had nothing to do with it because I wasn't at fault. The other driver was the liable driver.
I hate this. Paul would have never hung up the phone.
And so, like, I was served that injustice. That's my story.
So what'd you end up getting?
For money?
Yeah.
I got 700, and it would have been like with the other 5%.
Wait, so is that car totaled?
The red one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's probably been told a million times
So
when
it's
you
got
think
a
about
salvage
it.
title?
I think it might, but that doesn't matter.
No.
My
That's
BMW had a salvage
It's
title.
totaled in that instance, and then you can go to get another accident. It can be totaled then too. But you can drive the thing forever.
But then, what was I gonna say? So
did you get like $750? $750?
I can't remember. Like I said, it was like a $70 difference in that 10%. So I probably got like $735 versus $770 or something.
When you think about it, bonus cash for cars already dented, which they know, which is what they're using against you. But still, it's annoying. But you still got some cash.
But I said to her, and it wasn't about the $35. I really didn't care about making another $30.
Wow.
It was just that I thought, for one, it was going to go on my record as if I had an accident, and then for two,
That's crappy.
it was just annoying because I just didn't do anything wrong. I shouldn't had to have been, made guilty of something I didn't do.
Man. Well, if the audience wants to do something right and donate to Chevin's Patreon to help him out, 30 people give $1. If 30 people watch us donate $1 a month, that brings Chevin up $30 a month.
Can you donate $1 a month?
Yeah, I have a lot of people who do $1 a month for me.
That's pretty cool.
It would bring Seth to over $100 a month. Chevin is getting close to 100. We're really, really trying.
25 cents a month.
I don't know if you can go that low. If you like this podcast, if you like listening to rambling,
I'm just gonna give you
Chevin's life,
in my wallet.
if you like watching Bob
that.
assault me, please donate.
What do you mean?
Yeah, donate to Chevin's Patreon, please. This is a weekly thing. It takes time. It takes editing. It looks like crap. And it does take work, though.
I will say that this is not done for donations. We're doing this
No.
because I like to.
I push your donations because I want you to be able to
think if you
pay
guys
the rent
do
easier.
appreciate it, and if you can spare $1 a month, then that's cool. But I'm not demanding it.
I just want you to be able to
Don't
pay
strike
rent
me.
easier than having to walk all these steps. Why are you throwing up? Because we're asking for donations?
No, because I'm looking at you.
You idiot.
Well, we're at about 25 minutes right now, so
What are we going
Do you have an invention?
I don't remember what I told you about the other one last.
Do you have an
Do you have an invention?
I have an injustice.
You do?
Oh, you
It's the
do?
same as his.
What
got
happened to you?
Hit and run?
Yeah.
Oh God, Bob's is like so insane.
Wow, hopefully, maybe you can tell it in 5 minutes, then we can.
All right, 5 minute
And
abridged version on Route 2. going to softballs where I hit 400-foot home runs.
Oh my god.
Side thing. Anyways.
That's a whole other episode.
Coming up on Route 2 around Akana.
Kind of Boston Bob is here.
The right lane's all stopped. I noticed a little late, so I come in slow, and I'm like rolling to a stop. I look in my rear view.
Getting off the highway?
No, getting on the highway. So we get on, we just get up to speed, then it's all the way down.
Coming to the light at the...
No, there's no light. No, it's in the
on
middle of the
highway.
highway.
Oh, okay.
Got on Route 2, I don't know, somewhere. I look in my rear view. I see the driver going this.
Looking down.
Looking down.
Oh, because there's traffic stopping.
Yeah, traffic stopped.
I see.
I freak out. Pull into the breakdown lane. It was the right side lane, right?
Because you thought he
And
was
then all of a sudden, I hear a goosh. He hits the guardrail to the right and then hits my car from the back bumper all the way up the side.
And you were in the breakdown lane?
Yeah, I was in the breakdown lane. He hit me on the right.
So he kind of wedged
He
his way in.
Yeah, he went and hit all the way up, pulled over. So I
Wait, so he was coming up behind you, you move out of the way, and he moves over too?
yeah, he moved. It was like
Because he
car,
probably...
car,
he
I
thought
went
you
like
weren't
that.
gonna
He
move?
went like that.
He
and
was
like,
probably last minute breaking.
no, he
probably
didn't
tried to
even
get something to
break. He didn't even break.
So he thought you weren't going to move, and he tried to avoid you, and you went with him?
I think he just looked up.
I think he looked up and
goes, holy
That's
shit.
what people do when they don't have enough room to brake. They just pull
Yeah,
over
they
the breakdown.
swerve in the breakdown lane.
Yeah.
So I messed up because the cop comes and the cop's like, "Do you want to file a claim?" And I'm like, "Of course I do. Like this guy hit me from behind."
Yeah.
Mistake 1 through 1,000 right
Why?
there. The guy talks to the other guy off on his own for like 15 minutes.
cop?
Comes back, yeah. Cop's bummed. He has to do a report, whatever. I talk to my whatever. We go home. I'm like all shook up because I got hit going like 40 miles an
get
hour.
hurt?
No, I didn't get hurt because he hit pretty
Your
much
airbag
all
come
on the
out?
right side. No, he just hit me from the right bumper all the way. He hit the whole side.
Last
of the
car or this car?
Last car.
Yeah.
Whole side of my car. That's why I got this car. And
So you go home.
so I go home, I'm waiting for you. I call the insurance. They're like, "Oh, yeah, that's their fault. Don't worry about it. Like, it's no big thing." I get a call from them a couple weeks later and he goes, "Yeah, we got a problem." I go, "What?" And they go, "Oh, the cop sided with the other guy. You're not going to get
How
crap."
is that possible?
He must have been a cop, though.
And I go, I
Must have
sent
been
you,
ex-cop.
and I go, "I sent you the pictures. He hit me from behind." Like, "Yeah, we know. We have to take it to court."
So the freaking cop?
sided with the guy behind
The
me.
cop can't do that. He
Yeah,
can't change what reality
can make a
was.
call.
Yeah,
The
the
cop can make a
cop.
call.
So if you ever get in an accident, it's 100% their fault. Never have cops write it up. Do not have the cops
Why?
write it up.
Why can a cop
Because if
just
the-
decide
I
the
have no
reality
idea.
is
It's up to
different?
the cop's discretion to...
Yeah, so they
That's
come, they
lame.
assess the scene.
They weren't
and
even
if-
there.
And if they think it's your fault by what was told to him, then they sided on that
Dude,
guy's
I wonder if
side.
Do you
that guy
know
figured-
why?
I wonder if that guy paid that
Why did
cop.
he side with him?
I have no idea.
I
must
wonder
have
if he
been
gave
an
him 100
ex-cop.
bucks.
I mean, I
wonder-
didn't talk to the guy.
He's probably like, my
I
dad's
think
a
because
cop.
at the time I had like Massachusetts plates and a California license.
No,
he was probably. Like,
I mean, it's totally possible that he gave that guy $100 too.
or
You
something.
can't bribe a cop. A cop might get pretty ticked at that.
Yeah,
It doesn't. It
I'd be
doesn't,
so
it
afraid to
doesn't
try that.
matter if he bribed the cop or not. The cop sided on his side. They went. My insurance was like, this is the most ridiculous thing. Went to court with it. Lost at court because of the cop siding on that guy's side. Even though the pictures
Wow.
clearly show from my back
Dude,
bumper
you have served a major
to the front.
injustice.
So not only
So you
did
got
I
hit.
have to pay my deductible, I got a point on my freaking insurance,
What?
which made my insurance go $500
Because of this
a year.
jackass cop.
Yeah, and because of that guy wasn't paying attention on the freaking highway.
So that guy gets away with
Dude,
murder, basically.
Your injustice
Yes.
was much worse. Than
He's
mine.
looking at his
so I'm
phone.
still dealing with it because my insurance is way more expensive now because of that.
Dude, that is
My
so
insurance company
wow.
was cool about it
lame.
and was like, gave me the maximum amount of money for my totaled car.
Yeah.
Wow, I hate
But
that.
the thing, that's why I have this new car. I never
But
told
wait,
you that.
there's more to this story.
I knew you.
There's more to this
I
story
don't know.
What?
in the history of this car.
Oh, that car was just bad luck.
Oh yeah, but tell them what happened also to that car.
What?
That's an injustice.
That car had the Virtual Boy arcade cabinet in
Wasn't
it
that
coming
car
out of the
one that was
sunroof
parked out
from
in
Talking
front of your
Classics
work that
episode.
night?
Oh, well, that's yeah. That's. I mean, I was parked out in front of work, and some drunk driver hit it going probably 45 miles an hour and put my bumper into my back seat. and that's why I had to get a new car.
His car was parked.
Your bumper
and a
went
drunk
into the back
a drunk
seat.
driver drove into his car like 40 miles an hour and destroyed the whole back.
Yeah,
of the
destroyed
car.
my car.
That happened to Jared too when he was at the gym. Just smashed his
Like
car. He drove away.
That's why at work I don't park on Santa Monica Boulevard anymore. I park on a side street.
Santa Monica Boulevard.
I mean,
I was at your work
that car
recently.
was like
there was a car that got hit. on
I
Santa
also
Monica.
got hit, like, a guy was super cool about it. I got hit in, like, the west side.
I remember that.
I was going up, like, just pulling up a left-only lane. The guy just went, boop, and just rammed into me. I was like,
But he gave you. He
he was
for
cool.
it, right?
Like, I just took it to his
You're
guy.
always
and
getting
he paid
hit.
for it. Yeah, I got, well, not on my
Santa Monica Boulevard. A car got hit in front of your bar recently.
Yeah,
Remember?
that guy hit, like, 5 cars and then hit the...
Dude, Santa Monica Boulevard is dangerous. Like,
It's a busy
are they all
road.
texting or are they all drunk?
Probably drunk.
Scared because we used to always ride our bikes on that
So
road.
scary. I know. I rode my bike up and down that road for 8 years. All
Well,
hours
that's
of the
Why
night.
would you drive it on Santa Monica Boulevard?
Because I would go from UCB to go back down Santa Monica Boulevard and just go straight into Santa Monica.
Oh, that's the worst. Just go down Fountain.
Because they had a bike lane. The Santa Monica had a bike lane too.
Not where my
Well,
West
no, at night
West
it was known
Hollywood.
around.
farther down.
In Beverly Hills, bike lane started.
No, it started in West Hollywood.
Oh, West Hollywood.
Yeah,
whatever.
West Hollywood. In Hollywood, it doesn't. It's
I-
like the
Santa
worst
Monica
road to
was,
ride a
Santa
bicycle
Monica
on.
was easy because it was just straight. Wow, you got scammed big time.
Yeah, I'm still paying for it. Sarks.
I don't think I've ever been served an injustice on car stuff. I usually get hit and then get money and get a new car or something. I don't even pay
You served
parking
yourself an
meters.
injustice by buying that Land Rover.
And the BMW from neutral. The car is always breaking.
That car's awesome.
It's awesome. It's the best
that
car
was
I've
an
ever owned.
injustice to us because that was my favorite car to
I
sit
love
the
that car.
passenger seat in.
I served us.
That's an injustice to me.
I served us a justice when we all drove it to Sequoia and went
Oh
camping
my
that time.
God.
I can't believe we made
There
it up
is
that mountain.
no way. I still think about how we didn't run out of gas.
And how we
the
made it up that
worst-
mountain with you in it in all the camping gear.
That was the worst drive ever. It's so uncomfortable after a while.
Yeah, but then
Like,
but then
Chef is in the back, like, it's dangerous in here. Yeah,
But then it was all worth
I
it.
got freaking shoelace for a
it
seatbelt.
wasn't worth it. I slept for 2 hours.
it was all worth it.
I didn't. I slept deep that night.
I slept really
know.
good.
And
I
then you
remember.
woke up at like 5 a.m. We're walking around. Good sleep. Get up, guys. Get up.
I slept
I
good.
walked around for 2.5 hours before I woke you guys up at 8.
I remember I found 2 shrines in Zelda in the tent on Switch, and then I slept really well. Woke up, beautiful woman who slept in the tent next to us was complimenting my car all morning.
Basically in the same room.
Great
if you think about
day.
it.
Yeah, technically I slept
Well, we all sleep in the same
over
room.
with that lady.
Oh, Paul texted me. Hold on. Can I listen to this?
Well,
He's probably gonna swear.
Get rid of Frankie.
get rid of.
Get rid of Frankie.
That's enough, Frank.
I love Frank. He's my
I'm
child.
off sweets right now.
He's off sweets.
On my vacation.
He said he got fat on his vacation. You're off sweets too, starting Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday.
Thursday.
Well, I guess we're to wrap that up. We're
Yeah,
gonna
my
get
water's
donuts.
gone, so that means it's the end of the episode.
The last grain of sand has fallen. Well, thank you for watching my own brother.
Thanks for watching. If you're interested, there is a Patreon.
Yep, please donate if you like it. Thanks for coming back every week and watching this.
Thanks for our special guest, Bob.
Thanks especially because Bob.
Yeah, not so special guest, Bob.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe he'll be a regular guest.
Eventually, it's just going to be a guest.
Eventually, you guys are going to be out of it. It's just going to be
Yeah,
me
this is
gonna
talking
be
about
you.
myself.
Take-
Talking
over.
alone, rambling. That's like my ASMR podcast is. Rambling alone. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Later.
Bye-bye.